All right, well, thank you so much for joining me today for this second webinar for admitted students or possibly students considering Richmond for fall 2024. My name is Allison Kolstutz. I'm Vice President for Student Affairs. I'm going to run through a session today about student life at Richmond, and we're going to start off with just a short video. All right, so we're going to step straight into introducing you to some staff who you will meet when you arrive at Richmond. Some of them may be people that you've already corresponded with. This is the Student Affairs team. Again, my name is Allison. I'm Vice President for Student Affairs, so I oversee a fantastic team of Student Affairs professionals who are here to support you through your journey at Richmond from day one all the way to graduation. I am joined by a number of them today. So we're going to start with Brittany. Do you want to say a quick hello?
Hi, everyone. My name is Brittany. I'm the Student Accommodation and Community Support Officer. So I deal with all things housing related, also events on campus and clubs and societies on campus. So thank you guys for joining me.
Thanks, Brittany. Monica is our Student Health and Wellbeing Officer, and she is here today as well.
Hello, I'm Monica De Freitas, and I am the Student Health and Wellbeing Officer. I support students with anything related to health and wellbeing and just anything that generally could be stressful whilst at university.
Thanks, Monica. And we're also joined by Alice Fillingham, who is our Student Accessibility Officer.
Hi everyone, I'm Alice and I'm a Student Accessibility Officer. So my role is helping the students with additional needs to put in place a student support plan, and I also help out with peer tutors and mentors.
Great, thanks, Alice. And then Catherine and Chi are our UKVI, that is UK Visas and Immigration team. Catherine's our manager, and Chi has joined us recently as our compliance assistant. Catherine, do you want to say a quick hello?
Yeah, hi everybody, I'm Catherine, as Alison said. So basically we'll be meeting all of you who are on a visa on the first day for document checks, and we're here also for any advice about what you can and you can't do on your visa, or if you have any questions about it at all during your whole studies.
Thanks, Catherine. Chi, do you want to say hi?
Hi, thanks for coming. So my name is Chi. I'm like in Catherine. We'll work in the visa department, and we will help you throughout your journey studying with Richmond from the beginning to the graduation.
Great, thanks, Chi. And visas can be quite confusing. Catherine and Chi are a wealth of knowledge in helping you get through that application process, but also supporting you once you arrive. Our careers and internships team are made up of Maria Theodosopoulou and Max Young. Maria, do you want to start with a quick hello?
Hi, everyone. I'm Maria, and I'm the Career Support Officer. I help students with their CV, with their inquiries about part-time or full-time jobs, about volunteering. Yes. Looking forward to meet you.
Thanks, Maria. And over to you, Max.
Hi, everyone. My name is Max, and I'm the International Internships Officer. And if you'd like to do an internship as part of your degree program, you can contact internships@richmond.ac.uk, and we can see how we can help you. Hope you'll have a great day.
Thanks, Max. Jason, I'm not sure, is with us. Are you there, Jason?
Yes, I'm here.
All right. Jason is our Associate Dean for Financial Assistance. So if you are somebody coming to Richmond with U.S. federal loans, or perhaps Student Finance England support, or a scholarship, Jason is your guy. Jason, do you want to say hi?
Hello, yes, Alison mentioned, my name is Jason and I oversee all areas relating to student funding, that's covering loans, scholarships, and other forms of funding. So if you do have any questions, please do reach out to me. Thank you.
Thanks, Jason. And I believe we're actually joined by two people from our admissions team. So we've got Gemma Hadji-George, who's our head of admissions, and Victoria, who works in US admissions. Is that right, guys? Are you there?
We are. Hello, everyone. So
Great.
yeah, I know the focus of today is not to talk about admissions, but if you do have any admissions related queries or anything about visas or your next steps, then of course, please do reach out.
Great, thanks.
And yeah, hi everybody, Victoria based in the US. Happy to help if you have any US specific questions.
Great, thank you. Okay, well, we're going to start with a bit about residence life at Richmond, and I'm going to hand over to Brittany. Brittany, I am controlling your slides though, so you tell me when you're ready to go.
Perfect, thank you. So as I mentioned before, everyone, I oversee everything to do with housing. This includes the residence life team. So this is the team that we have for the next coming school year. We have Gwen as our resident director, Kiara and Emma as resident advisors at Hammersmith, Tristan as a resident advisor in West Kensington, and then Gina also at Tower Hill as a resident advisor. So we have 3 different locations, and let's talk a little bit more about each of those locations. So you can see on the map here, the big red pin is where the university is located, and then you can see the 3 other pins where we have our 3 accommodation options. So we have Hammersmith, which is for the fall 24 visitors only. We have West Kensington and we have Tower Hill, and those are available for the full school year. All of the rooms, no matter which location you select, are going to be shared occupancy. So it is an apartment with 2 students per room and 2 to 3 bedrooms. They all have shared kitchens, common spaces, and they all include bedding and kitchen supplies. Also included in your rent, you have an apartment cleaning weekly, which is really nice. And you have the Richmond student staff who live on site, like I just mentioned. So depending on where you live will depend on which RA or RD you have. We have 2 contract options. So if you are here for 1 semester, you will be on a 16-week contract. If you're here for the full year, it will be a 35-week contract. And the move-in day is on Monday, September 2nd, 2024. You will receive the link automatically, hopefully, from our recruitment team once you have accepted your offer and if you need to pay a tuition deposit. If for some reason you have submitted your deposit or you have applied or accepted your application a while ago and you haven't received a housing offer, make sure to contact Student Affairs and I can send you that housing link so we can make sure that you get your housing sorted. So let's take a look at each of the 3 options. We'll go ahead and play this video. This is the Hammersmith option, which is £365 per week. And like I mentioned, it's only available for the fall. And these apartments are slightly different, but this is a general overview of what most of them will look like. So we have 1 bathroom, and then we have 2 bedrooms with twin beds. So the 4 students will share that bathroom. And then the second bedroom, of course, will be 2 twin beds. It won't be 1 large bed, but just so you get an idea of the size. Perfect. And then we'll move on to West Kensington, which is close to Hammersmith as well and very similar in the apartment style. This one is £345 per week, and you can see the exterior there in the first shot, and then you can see some interior photos on the other photos as well. So it's very similar to the Hammersmith. And then we have Tower Hill, which is £365 per week. Here are some of the amenities. We have an indoor pool, we have a rooftop garden and a gym on site. And as you can tell by the exterior, it's a little bit more modern, so very different feel from the other 2. And then now we'll take a look at what the apartments actually look like on the inside. So we have a shared common space, and then again, this would be like an average size of a bedroom, but it would be 2 twin beds, not one large bed, and what a typical bathroom would look like as well. So again, you can tell it's a little bit more modern, a little bit different, style than the other 2 apartments. So just whatever you prefer. And so the housing process, I kind of touched on it before, but basically the first step is that you'll accept your offer to study at Richmond. Then you'll complete a housing application form and you'll pay your tuition deposit. Then you'll wait for a housing offer from me. Usually I send that out, within 48 to 72 hours from when I receive that application. Then you can review the offer, you can accept or decline it, you can ask me any questions, anything like that. Once you've decided that you would like to accept the offer that I send out, you will pay your $250 damage deposit. This will be returned to you once you move out and we confirm there are no damages to your room. Then you will sign your tenancy agreement and then you will move in on September 2nd. So if you want to view more photos, take a double look at the location, price, anything like that, that is on our website, and I'll put the link in the chat after this. Next, we're going to talk about student clubs and societies, which is also something that I run on campus. We have tons of different clubs to look at. So as you can see on the screen, these are all of the active clubs right now: Baking Society, Barat Society, Black Student Union, Book Club, Fashion Society, Football Club, Gaming Society, Green Project, Her Campus, Japanese Culture Appreciation Society, Korean Culture Society, and Quant Society. So if any of these sound interesting to you, you'd like to get involved on campus, we'd love to have you. I have some photos here of some large events that we had this year with some of the clubs. The Fashion Society put on a fashion show, as you can see in the upper photo. They basically reached out to different unis all over London, and we had 10 different designers. We had photographers, videographers, makeup artists. All of these were all students, and it was a really great event that raised money for a children's charity. And then we also have the Barat Society down in the second photo that participated in a Garba dance competition. So if any of these activities look interesting to you, we would love to have you join one of our clubs. If there's a club that you're interested in creating, we are more than happy to create new clubs. And you'll just talk to me about that and we can get that started for you. Then we have weekly community activities. So every Wednesday in the lobby from about 12 to 3 p.m., we have clubs rotating, putting on an event on campus. So like I just said, a lot of times the clubs do weekly or monthly meetings, but they also do big events that are off campus. But we also like to make sure that we're doing stuff on campus so students can find a way to get involved. So some examples of some events that we've put on in the lobby: Baking Society has decorated cupcakes. Gaming Society has put on a March Madness style ping pong tournament and a Mario Kart tournament. Japanese Culture Appreciation Society has done origami folding. Korean Culture Society has done a traditional dress ceremony with Korean food potluck. Green Project has done decorating pots and planting seeds in them, and Fashion Society has done a clothing drive/swap and decorating tote bags. So again, this is a way for you to get involved if you don't necessarily want to join the club, but you just want to meet other people and you want to have an activity to do on Wednesday and just, find a way to be more social without maybe committing fully. We would love to have you participate in some of these events. And then, of course, if you really like the people that you've met, you like the mission for the club, you can always join the club after this activity as well.
Thank you so much, Brittany. I just wanted to mention another leadership opportunity for students, and a way you can get involved is with our Student Government Association. So the SGA is the lead student representative organization for students. The positions within SGA are elected student positions, and they have an executive team as well as representatives for each course or each area at Richmond. They put on every academic year student forums to get feedback on how things are going on campus and in the classroom. The course representatives will represent you depending on which course you're studying. So you might be studying communications or business, potentially computer science, and there'll be a course representative for each one of those you can talk to about how things are going. SGA members also sit on all university committees, so they will be involved in the operations of the university. They'll even attend the academic board meetings where discussions are being had about the future of different courses or changes to modules at the university. So lots happening there. They also really like to be social, so they host events and activities in coordination with all the great work that Brittany's doing. So hopefully you'll have an opportunity to meet them during orientation and start to get involved. I'm going to hand over now to Maria, who is our career support officer.
Hi. Once you come to the uni, I'm sure one of the first things that you will want to do is create a CV if you don't have one, or have someone review that CV. So you can book a meeting and we can see together the CV and how it can be best tailored according to what you want. Another thing we can also do is prepare you for an interview, help you find a part-time job or a full-time job when you are on holiday and you can work full-time. There are many opportunities to get work experience through voluntary work, and we have many connections around the area of the university, Hounslow, but in Greater London as well. We can help you also better choose what career is suited for you according to your values, to your talents, help you with a career plan for 1, 3, or 5 years, help you with networking, and Alison has a very well-organized community of alumni, so we can help you connect and conduct informal interviews with alumni to have an idea about jobs that you're interested in, career pathways, to learn from people who have already walked that pathway.
Great, thank you, Maria. And Max, I'm going to hand over to you for the internship program.
Hi, everyone. Thank you, Maria, for outlining some of those opportunities alongside the careers offering. So you can do an academic internship as part of your degree that can either be part of your undergrad degree, and that's a level 6 course that's usually in your penultimate or ultimate year, and you need a minimum of 60 credits in order to be considered for that. And again, depending on what your personal circumstances are, you can kind of make that fit around your schedule. Currently, you need to do a minimum of 200 hours of experiential learning. And alongside, depending on your course, there will be different assignments that basically are structured and designed in order to enhance your experiential learning and to basically make you reflect on what you're learning in the workplace. In the top right, you can see a Handshake, which is our employability platform, and we have over 300 partners on there who range from the UK's largest graduate employers around some of the kind of local partners that Maria mentioned. And that's probably a good starting point once you're on campus to kind of have a look and for you to be signposted towards the different employability resources that the university has. Thank you so much.
Thanks, Max. All right. If you are coming to study with us on a visa, or even if you're not, you're a UK resident, you will need a national insurance number. And I'm going to hand over to Catherine, who's going to talk a little bit through this.
Yeah, hi. So if you're coming on a student route visa, which if you're studying for your full degree here, so for 3 or 4 years, you will be on this visa if you've been provided with a CAS number from our admissions department, or if you're on the master's degree as well, or postgraduate degree, then you will be eligible to work 20 hours per week during term time, so when you have classes. But you can work full-time during the university vacation time. But you need to be obviously aware of when that is. And I know a lot of students ask for what a sort of a letter from Student Affairs Department to show employers. But if you've got a general enrollment letter, it should have our term time, so you can show the same letter. You can also show the employers our academic calendar as well, which will highlight when it's term time and when it's holiday time as well. So that's really strict if you're on a visa. So you absolutely cannot work more than 20 hours per week, which we wouldn't recommend anyway, because as a full-time student, even if you were a UK student, we wouldn't recommend working longer than that, because obviously you have your studies, which is your priority. And for students who are coming on a visitor visa, so you're here just for the one semester, you unfortunately cannot work at all. The visitor visa doesn't allow this, not even voluntary work. So that's obviously very different. So that's all I have to say on working rights for now. Obviously, if you have any further questions, please let me know. I'm going to hand you over to Chi, who's my colleague in Visas Immigration, to talk more about visas. Thank you.
Thanks, Catherine. So the visitors from the USA and Canada they generally don't need to apply for a visitor visa in advance before their travel. But they will need to require to show some documentations about your reason for visiting the UK upon your arrival. So they usually will be the admission letters, a letter from us documenting your course date and confirming your enrollment, and also, of course, a valid passport with at least 6 months on it, and your visitor visa will be last 6 months from the date of your arrival in the UK. However, you won't receive an actual visa, but it will just automatically granted upon your arrival. And please remember to purchase your travel insurance before your departure. If you are a passport holder from a country from other than the US or Canada coming to us as a visitor, you may need to apply for a standard visitor visa in advance of your arrival. Please contact our admission team for further information. Thank you. And if you will be staying in London for 2 terms or more, so basically more than 6 months, as an international student, you will need to apply for a student visa. To do this, generally, you will need to have a valid passport, evidence of finance to demonstrate that you can support yourself whilst you're in the UK, as well as you can pay your full tuition fees. And the next will be evidence of your previous study qualifying you for the course you have applied to at the Richmond. For instance, your high school diploma, transcript, etc., etc. And for some applicants, vaccination record are also required, and more specifically, it is your TB test record. Our admission team will allocate a CAS, which is a confirmation of acceptance of study, to you before you are able to make your visa applications. And basically, this document we call CAS, and this will be a digital document only. Once you have this, and then you can start your visa application process and start fulfilling form, etc., etc. Thank you. So below is a general overview of the student visa applications. So first of all, once you accept your offers, you will need to provide documents to the admission teams to obtain a CAS documents. And then once you have the CAS, you will be able to start your application and fill in an online application form. Once you finish the form, you will need to make a payment for the IHS, which is Immigration House Surcharge, and the visa application fee. Once you finish those payments, you will be able to book a biometric appointment. If you're from the EU countries, if you're from the EU country and using your European passport, you don't need to get the biometric appointment. But for the rest of the world, you will need to book a biometric appointment and attend the biometric appointment. Before you're attending your biometric appointment, you will need to upload all the required documents based on the document checklist, which you can download after making the payment as mentioned in the step 3. Once you upload all the documents, get everything's ready, then next step will be attending the appointment. During the appointment, basically they will take a picture of you, and then they will enroll and capture your fingerprint, etc. For your student, you will need to post your passport. Generally, is to the visa processing center in New York. However, if you choose, whilst during your application stages, you may choose a more luxury options, and then you may not need to post your passport. However, for the rest of the world, if you apply for the visas, and then you don't need to post. This is for the US student only. After you finish all the steps which I mentioned above, then we just need to waiting for the decision. Usually it will take around 3 to 4 weeks for you to get a decision. And then if you want to speed up the process, you may choose the expedite service. They call the priority service. Once you receive the decision, you will receive a vignette which is called entry clearance, and usually this will be valid for 3 months, and this is for you to use to enter the UK. Upon your arrival in the UK, you will need to collect your BRP card, and the collection point will be stated on your decision letters. Please bear in mind that all the BRP card will be valid until the 31st of December 2024. This is because from the 1st of January 2025, the UK government will switch to e-visa for everybody. So please don't worry about, once you receive your BRP card, please don't worry, that's not an error. It just, the UK government gonna switch to the e-visa. So once we receive more information in regards to switch to the e-visa process, we will be sure to let you know. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Chi. All right. So also very importantly, we want to talk to you a bit about student health, well-being, and access. And I'm going to hand over first to Monica.
So at Richmond, we do everything that we can to sort of encourage student health and well-being. And Student Affairs does provide an extensive range of services to make sure that you do feel supported whilst you're studying. Support is available both online and in person. And it is available to the whole university community, whether you're in London or in Leeds. Some of that support could be anything from that list on the screen, but I'm also happy to just meet with students to really discuss anything at all that they might find stressful whilst they're at Richmond. Thank you, Alison. So a really good source of support is our counselling service. So all Richmond students can access up to 6 sessions of personal counselling per semester for free. They just have to make sure that they are registered and attending classes or completing a dissertation or thesis or internship. Additional sessions are available on a private basis as well. The counselling sessions are booked directly through the counsellors. So the sessions are completely confidential. So staff and faculty are not aware if you are in counselling. But the only time that any information is shared is if there are any concerns, significant concerns for safety. But otherwise, it is completely confidential. Another thing to think about is healthcare in the UK. So if you are visiting England for more than 6 months, you'll need to pay the immigration health surcharge unless you're exempt from paying it. By paying that, or if you are exempt, you are entitled to free NHS treatment in England on a similar basis to anyone who's ordinarily resident in the UK. So that does the entitlement does apply from the date of your visa that your visa is granted up until it expires. However, there are some charges such as prescriptions and dental charges, but they are quite cheap you do have the sort of entitlement. If you're visiting England for less than 6 months, it's really important that you're covered for healthcare through either sort of personal medical insurance or travel insurance, even if you are a former UK resident. Students who have any prescribed medication containing a controlled drug should travel to the UK with a small supply, so that's anything up to sort of 3 months, and any further supplies should be obtained from a UK doctor in good time. It's really important that controlled medications aren't sent over post or aren't brought back with you in large quantities.
Great, thank you so much, Monica. Alice, I'm going to turn over to you about accessibility. Maybe we have lost Alice. Don't worry. I can tell you a bit about accessibility. If you are somebody who may have had concessions or support for academic study previously, maybe in high school you were given extra time on exams or extended deadlines. Perhaps you have used assistive software to help you take notes or maybe organize your time. Alice is a great person to talk to about how we can put a plan together for you. So each plan is very personalized. It will require you to show some documentation about your specific educational needs. But what Alice will do is collate all that information, have a conversation with you about things that have worked and haven't worked, and then put together a personalized support plan to help you at Richmond. She will be meeting with students on personalized support plans regularly to check in and make sure things are going well. She also gets notifications about your progress during the semester. So lots of support there to help you make the most of your studies. So we do have a few different types of student staff around to support you. Beyond the amazing support that you get through the Student Affairs Department, we also have peer mentors and peer tutors. Our peer mentors are generally students who have been with us over a year, and they are in your general education classes. So they help you in your transition to living in London and to understand university policies and procedures, help you with registration, and really to help you get settled into university life. You will meet all of them at orientation. They'll be a part of what we're offering, and you'll find that they're really interesting and supportive people. If you're looking for tutoring in a specific subject area, you can get a peer tutor, again, completely free of charge. These tutors are students who have excelled in specific subject areas. Maybe it's math, maybe it's academic writing, could be psychology or programming. And they will offer a time to meet with you. You set that up in advance. And then you can find a room around campus, one of our meeting rooms or private areas to help go through your academic coursework. Tutors are also available to help you organize time. So if you're somebody who really struggles with being able to organize all of your coursework and plan for exams or assessments, they can also help you with that. So before too long, you will be getting some pre-orientation information from us. We will be asking you to book your spots at New Student Orientation, which will begin on the 3rd of September. Keep in mind, if you're living with us in the university halls that Brittany told you about earlier, you'll move in on the 2nd of September, and then orientation will officially start the next day. During orientation, you will be asked to do a number of things, some of them related to your academic course, where you will be meeting faculty who teach on your course, talking about expectations in the classroom, preparing yourself for the next or the first week of classes, and getting used to university IT platforms that will help you with that. But you'll also be socializing and meeting other students who are joining at the same time as you, and some of those mentors and tutors and SGA representatives to help you make the most of your first week at university. So we will write to you before too long with access to IT services. Again, this will be for people who have accepted offers from us. That will include an Outlook email address. It will also include access to Blackboard, which is our virtual learning environment. And you'll get opportunities to sign up for activities and events, and some WhatsApp groups so you can start meeting people virtually before you arrive on campus. If you are coming to us as a degree student, you may be asked to take a placement test, and that will be part of the Blackboard setup. We will make sure that you get instructions on how to do that. Most students will be asked to take an English language placement test, which is about academic writing, and it's really to ensure that you're placed in the right level course on arrival. If you are enrolled on a business or computer science class, course, you will probably be asked to take a math placement test as well. Okay, so we're still planning a bit of orientation, but I thought I'd give you an overview to help you start to think about how this week might work. Mondays, the 2nd of September, is our residential move-in. So if you are living in Hammersmith, West Kensington, or Tower Hill, you will have the opportunity to move in throughout that day. You will meet your resident advisor or resident director and the other people living in your building. On the Tuesday, the 3rd of September, you will come in and meet with Catherine and Chi to get your documents checked. You'll also have the opportunity to do a library orientation and learn about all of the resources available to you through our library. And we will offer some living in London information sessions. So these will be very practical about traveling in London, getting a mobile phone, opening a bank account, and the rest of it. On the Wednesday, you'll get some academic information and you will meet the people teaching on your course. These will be the faculty members teaching you in the specific subject area, and we'll host a friendly reception to make it easy for you to meet lots of people in one place. Both faculty and staff will be at that. So any questions you have or concerns about how the next week will go, you can certainly ask those at the reception. On Thursday, our Student Government Association will be hosting a welcome for everyone. They will talk a little bit about their plans for the next academic year and how they want to get you involved in activities and events and the things that they're running. We will be repeating some sessions, so if you miss some on the Tuesday, you can find a follow-up on the Thursday. And then finally, on the Friday, we will host a class registration. So you meet with an academic advisor and you will get registered for classes. Classes start on Monday, the 9th of September, and we will be hosting a few activities throughout the weekend to get you out there, seeing London and understanding public transport and more. So that is it from us today. Of course, you can always reach us at studentaffairs@richmond.ac.uk if you have any questions. I will be posting this webinar on YouTube, so you can go back and review it if you'd like. And I'm going to stop recording right now to see if you have any questions.